All right, looks like we are ready to go. Spawning in the top right of Eternal Empire. You probably know him from the SCV Rush. It's the Blue Zerg Mixu. And in the bottom left, as the Red Terran from Alpha X, it's Wooded Microbe. Did you like that? I subverted your expectations. You thought I was gonna be like, it's Wooded Microbe. No, I was like, it's Wooded Microbe. How about that? Microbe. Going for a Reaper expand. Mixu. With the hatch gas pool. Reaper on the way for Wooded Microbe. Natural is dropped. Mixu's pool about to finish. We should see 4 defensive lings here. Eternal Empire. Definitely one of the more macro-based maps on the pool. Would not be surprised to expect a longer, to see a longer game here. Reaper in position to snipe the drone. Drone is going to safely try and become an extractor. Oh, you can't engage that SCV. It has more health. The Reaper gets the block off, so the drone cannot construct the extractor. It will be picked. Also, thank you for the follow, darling. I did catch that. Not allowed to have stream alerts during the ad roll, but it was noticed. Thank you very much for the follow. You're gonna target the SCV? Find out. Nope. It's gonna deal a couple units of damage to the CC and back out. Mixu finally getting his third up. This is pretty heavily delayed, going down around the 3:35 mark. You usually want that going down between the 2 minutes 40 and 3 minute marks. Maybe 3:05 if you're feeling frisky, but Mixu getting a full scout off. Has the queens in position to intercept. He has transfuses here. These Hellions are not going to be able to do anything. Not even going to contest the creep spread. Microbe backs out. Liberator heading toward the natural. Lib able to get 3 drone kills plus the larva. It's a 4th drone kill. It will fall to the queen though. Another Lib heading into the main of Mixu. Mixu going for Carapace, getting a lair up. And this is actually really interesting because Mixu is gaining no... Okay, well, if Microb keeps engaging these queens like this... these are unnecessary losses here. Queens are going to pull a little bit far off creep. But, I mean... The creep spread's really good here for Mixu, considering the Hellion Harass, considering what he's been dealing with. And he's going to queen up. About 7 drones in total did fall to this attack between the 2 Liberators and the Hellions and the surviving Reaper. +1 on the way for the Terran. Mixu now up 60 workers to 50. We are going to see a 4th base. And I think Mixu's in a pretty good position here. You know, he had the delayed 3rd, but he has the skill to come back, and come back he did. Microb going for a mid-map push, possibly, or it could just be a defensive positioning as the 3rd drops. Nope, he is going to push out, try to clean up some creep at the very least. I don't think he's going to be able to get any attack off. You will try. This Terran army looking smaller and smaller against the might of the Zerg. Banelings will be finished by the time the Marines start tagging onto these hatch. Tank shot only gonna range out to here. Microbe trying to find a different angle, but 2 Lings can see it at the top of the ramp. And these guys are just gonna dance back and forth. Unless Mixu severely mismicros here. That wasn't severely mismicroed, but was mismicroed into the siege tank shot. One tank goes down. Microbe dancing at the edge of creep. Mixu doing quite well so far. 30 more Lings, 6 more Banelings on the production tab. And there's no way Microbe's going to be able to take off this 4th, even at half health. Mixu would literally have to hold position in the tank fire. The tank unsieges. Mixu is just gonna swarm out. Pick this off, I think. Oh, he's gonna play it careful. He doesn't like his odds here. Interesting. Okay. Microbe going for a double-pronged. 4th CC finished up for him back at home. But Mixu already on the way with a 5th. Nice Baneling connects here. And Microbe's forces are just too split up. +2 on the way for the Terran. Taking a look at the upgrades, Zerg a little bit behind. +2 Carapace. Well, it evened up now. +2 Carapace gonna hit for the Zerg. And 13 drones popping out. Okay. Both players stabilizing. We should see a late game here. We should see Hive Tech. Indeed, we will. We're going to see Zergling attack speed. And it looks like Mixu wants to... interesting. Interesting play from our blue Zerg. But we'll call it out when it happens. Gonna let the suspense build. It is going to be a lurker play here from Microb. It's getting the lurker upgrade. Not the most common thing you see against Terran, although you do see it at the probe level. Probe level? How about pro level? Oh my god, that's a Freudian slip. Hey, let's be real, most winning pros are Protoss, am I right? Let's check a Liggy Lack on that one. Full disclaimer. That was a meme, guys. If there are any Twitch chat GMs here. No, I don't actually mean that. Microbe going for a double drop towards the natural, maybe into the main. Overlords are going to see this. Mixu has plenty of time to respond. Will he, though? Looks like the answer is no. This drop is going to shred at least a couple workers. Maybe the infestation pit. No, just a couple workers. By a couple, I mean a dozen. Microbe has a fourth base fully established. Microbe doing a good job at keeping the creep, like drawing a line at this halfway mark and stopping the Zerg from overrunning. Mixu, a little bit concerned about engaging off creep. Both players building banks, but Mixu with 5k, 2k in the bank. To Microbe's 2k, 1k. And, you know, the Zerg really needs that bank. This army can trade efficiently here, especially with unsaged tanks, but not with those siege tanks. But it's unlikely to, right? You're going to trade out these Lings, trade out these Banes, hopefully clear a large chunk of the Terran force, and then you hit them with a remax and finish up the game. And I think Mixu has pretty much enough to remax here. 5 more lurkers on the way. The thing about lurkers is you can't really siege in, right? Like, you can't move the... I guess you can. Like, he could move into this front line of tanks, but it's going to be dicey. At the last second, he's going to try and save this hatch. Now he can move those lurkers in. Blinding Cloud from the Vipers dropped on the tanks. A little bit of a yoink there as well. There still are 2 more lines of defense here, but now those lurkers can just dive right on top. A little bit more lurker energy left, going to yoink the remaining tanks. God, I love Vipers. And Mixu, very cost efficiently cleaning that up, going for 6 more drones, and we should see a max out quite quickly with that gigantic bank. Microbe establishing a 5th base, but drop in the main is going to clean up a gas. Is he going to get the lurker den? It looks like the answer is yes. Two dozen drones get picked off. Normally, you say, hey, 2 dozen drones went down, man, that's really bad for the Zerg, but he can just build 2 dozen more, like, quite quickly, and max out again. Now, that is a larva cost, which will affect him when we hit the next max out attempt after this next army is cleared. But Microb, again, keeping on top of this creep spread, poking in, clearing a couple tumors, backing out. Don't think he cleared enough tumors with that one, but multiple drops, heading the natural, hitting the main. One gets cleaned up pretty much immediately. Second one going to take a little bit more effort, but not going to distract Mixu. He's here to intercept the main Terran force. Blinding Cloud on the tanks. Mixu pushing forward. Terran army not quite reset. Still 88 supply on the field, or 108 supply on the field to the 90 army supply of the Zerg. Microbe gonna siege up this ramp, and he will finally get the kill on this hatch. Viper's a little bit exposed. They won't get picked off. Wooded committing to the Liberators, not really concerned about medevacs. Mixu not remaxing despite having the supply. That is because he is going for another lurker den. Wants to stay on that tech. 2 Vipers go down before casting all their spells. Wooded Microbe gaining Mac control, pushing back the creep, continuing to expand, continuing to get up extra CCs, and taking down hatcheries. "27 more drones go down. Mixu, a 4-base Zerg at the 18-minute mark. Does still have quite the bank, can still achieve max out, does still have a chance to win this game, but that chance is dwindling. Lurkers coming in for the flank, but there's not much ground army to siege up on here. Liberators raining down fire from the sky, a scan making these lurkers visible to those air units. The Zerg will hold the Terran from pushing in any farther, but Mixu is slowly and steadily losing ground. It's going back up to 6 base, but it's going to take a little bit of time for these hatcheries to complete. Fusion core going down for Wooded Microbe. To continue getting up in tech. Another hatchery will fall for the Zerg. I don't think he can save it. No, he cannot. Yeah, you're moving in too late, bud. Oh, 2 more Vipers go down. And the bank of the Zerg is dwindling. He keeps engaging with not maxed out armies. Okay, he is pushing the Terran back. But I mean, is it going to be enough? Terran stim forward. Terran stim backward. Mixu still with a bank. 32 lings coming out onto the field. Microb. Approaching Remax again. Yeah, 196 supply out of 200 as these two battle cruisers hit the map. Fusion Core will not indeed be for Liberator range, but for that battle cruiser play. Cancel on all of those lurkers. Yoink. A lot of transfuse on these queens. Queens are actually pretty good against siege tanks, like especially with transfuse. They can tank a couple shots apiece, especially if you shred them out. Shred them out? Spread them out. Okay. And that can allow the Hydras to deal damage from behind. Mixu trying to overrun this position, but the army melts. The lurkers will hold strong for now. Oh, Queen's actually going to clean up these Liberators. Microbe not really paying attention there. Quiet. Microbe with so much bank. Going into Thors, going into more BCs. Getting high sec auto tracking. Excuse me, is that high sec auto? I'm not gonna lie, I never see that upgrade. Okay. Short-term memory strikes again. $12 more Marines. 4 Thors popping at a time. Oh, these BCs a little bit exposed, but they're fighting like 6 Hydralisks, so I don't know that it matters too much. A Spore is going to zone them out from the natural, but this Lurker Den's a little bit exposed out here. Transfuse not dropped on that Queen, and they are focus firing different BCs, which is to say not focus firing at all. In the meantime, Microbe pushing in from the other side. The Marine hit squad just very slowly tearing Mixu apart. Lurkers are going to hold this front. However, the BCs will blink out. Viper's only able to cast a single blinding cloud. It's not going to be very effective. GG is called, and Wooded Microbe takes game number 1. Spawning in the bottom right. Once again, it's the blue Zerg. Mixu. And in the top left from Alpha X, it's the red Terran. Wooded Microbe. Mixu serving on Team Kova, where he is joined by his friend Milky Cow. I believe. Last time I checked, Milky Cow was on Kova. I appreciate the cat girls in the chat, darling. It lends energy to my casting. Oh my god. Mixu doesn't want to play a macro game in game number 2. He's going for the pool first. Oh, maybe he does want to play a little bit of a macro game. It looks like something's severely wrong with the back of that SCV. It's so many sparks. He has a little jump jet. It's like little Reaper jump jets propelling him along. Because he doesn't actually walk, like he floats. He's on a little hover thing. Anyway, back to the game. Factory going down for Mixu, or for Wooded Microbe, as Mixu doesn't go for the Ling Flood. Just gonna send out 2 Lings, take down this SCV. Maybe because he was scouted, but I mean, sending out an SCV scout in this matchup is pretty standard for Terran. Lings are gonna shut this SCV down, and we should have a pretty normally timed third from the Zerg, despite the pool first opener. Wooded going in with the Reaper. It's gonna back out. Lib on the way for Microb. Mixu getting up a third. Overlord speed finished up from Mixu. Not going to help him against these Hellions. Creep Tumor is exposed out front. Hellions with a nice early pick. As the stance around the edge of Creep begins. Ooh. Mixu attempts the Ling wraparound. Not going to quite get it. Both players back out pretty safely. Mixu not eating any major Hellion shots. The Hellions also surviving. Liberator gets picked off without dealing too much damage. I think Mixu might let that Spore finish. He's dealing with the Hellion run by though. They are going to have a lot more success 8 more drones for 4 Hellions. Third CC finished in the wall for Wooded Microbe, as he continues to get Biotank onto the field. Medevac sailing towards its destination. Bane speed on the way for the Zerg, as well as a Hydra Den. 1-1. Okay. Looks like Wooded wants to go for an assault on the 4th. Mixu has plenty of time to respond. His army on the far side of the map. Queens look like they're going to be enough to zone this out. Next Terran push is making its way downtown. Mixu with a Ling run by. Gonna get a wraparound on some Marines. Ooh. The defenders just rallying into this though, a lot of them going down for free. However, Mixu has picked off a dozen SCVs behind us. He's gonna start morphing Banelings. Hatch is going to tank a lot of damage. Queens don't want to transfuse the Hatch, I guess. Mixu is going to pull the drone line. In the meantime, his attack has broken through the natural wall. A lot of these lanes focusing the supply depot, though. Wooded Microbe going to clean up these creep tumors and push the Queens back to the high ground. Mixu's Ling attack has finally gotten cleaned up by the brave Terran defenders. Fourth base on the way for the Terran, and Mixu just trying to reestablish his 4th. A lot of the Lings do survive the tank barrage. They are poised here for either a run-by or a flank on the Terran aggressors, and it looks like they will be going in for that flank. I think that's a very wise decision out of Mixu, but he's being pulled through the tanks. The Hydra's not firing on the tank. That means the Ling Bane will get cleaned up, and Mixu's going to have to back off. Army supply even for both players. Terran down 10 workers. Mixu establishing a 5th base. Mixu able to pick out the tank, but doesn't want to engage off creep. The Zerg going to have an upgrade advantage for about the next 40 seconds or so. Marines take down the Queen, and they're going to stim into the drone line. Mixu splitting his forces, trying to chase down the Liberators and trying to engage with this Marine force at the same time. A dozen drones in total fall. When you count in mules, wooded micro, going to be at a slight economic advantage, laying attack speed coming out onto the field, and Mixu is confident in this lurker play. We've seen him go lurkers in the SCV rush a few times on the previous patch as well. Didn't work on Eternal Empire. Will it work here? I feel like this is kind of even a worse map for it, right? There's less choke points. I mean, I guess there's a lot of weird high grounds like this ramp and this ramp, but there's so much room for the Terran to maneuver around those lurkers. Micro pushing back creep, but it's really healthy on this side of the map for Mixu. This bottom left leaves a little bit to be desired, but here comes the mass banlings, 27 of them being morphed in, and Ultralisk production has begun. Chitinous plating hitting the field. Should see ultra speed after that. Micro is trying to snipe the hatch. He's not going to get it. Mixu splitting his units too well. A couple banelings do connect with this. 3 Marines gonna try and get a couple drone kills, but Mixu, I think, in a much better position this game. There go the banelings right through the tank line. Hydra's cleaning up the tanks behind this. Terran down in army supply, trying to reinforce, but his units moving in a couple at a time. 2 tanks on the high ground will force the Zerg back. Fifth base thrown down. 4. Our wooded friend. These 2 tanks on the high ground a little bit exposed. These queens actually can take them down, especially with this much transfuse, but Mixu wants to go for the Ling attack on him. And that means he's going to lose a lot of Marines, or Lings to the Marines on the low ground. Micro maintaining high ground vision with that scan. However, Mixu flooding into the natural, trying to break into the main, and it looks like he will do so. A lot of supply depots getting picked off here, meaning Micro dangerously close to getting supply blocked, as well as losing his army, as well as having his production under threat. Mixu deciding whether he wants to go in or not. 22 SCVs in total go down during this attack. Creep poking into the 3rd. And I think this might be GG for wooded Micro. I don't see how he pulls back. Sure, he can hold the high ground for a little while, but against +3 armored Zerg, your siege tanks are going to do nothing. They only have +1 attack. These 2 newly built CCs, hugely vulnerable. Thank you so much for the follow, Austin Grimes. Really appreciate it, my dude. Mixu gets a wraparound. Well, Micro able to hang on to the planetary for now, but he's down 60 workers. 6D. Mixu maxed out. Mixu with a bank. Mixu knocking on Micro's door with creep. Double drop coming out, but it's probably going to be seen by this creep spread. In fact, it will be seen by this creep spread. Mixu has all the time in the world to respond to this, and he's going to respond almost immediately. 2 Corruptors tagging onto the Medivacs. I mean, these Marines are not going to get saved. A couple drones will fall, but it's drops in the bucket. Micro trying desperately to clear up creep. Micro will push himself back up to 5 bases. The key word there is try. All Mixu needs to do is get these queens on top of the Liberators, transfuse a lot, get the Ling Bane running into the bio, have the Ultras start attacking the buildings. Well, there's some Ultras attacking buildings. He's actually gonna run them back. This is to pull Micro out of position as the main attack force. Splits up and rolls out. Hydra's gonna pick off the Libs. Mainlings forcing the bio back. But Mixu didn't take this engagement exactly perfectly. That means the Planetary is going to be able to hold down the fort. Will it though? Probably. Yeah, here come the Marauders. Micro lives for at least another minute or so. Will he though? There's the acid spray on the CC. The dwindling Terran defenders are doing their best to hold things down, but these SCVs repairing the planetaries are not mining, right? Just now he's going to send the SCVs back at this planetary to go mine. And okay, Mixu engaging into the planetary once again. Micro abandons it. GG is called, and Mixu ties up the score 1-1. Next map is going to be Nightshade, spawning in the top left from Kova. It's Mixu. And in the bottom right from Alpha X, it's Wooded Microbe. Each player has a point on the board. Each player a single game away from either the round of 64 or utter defeat. Reaper expand from Wooded Micro. Pull first once again from Mixu. Now, there is a pretty big difference this game. Wooded did not send out an SCV scout. This pull first is about to finish some larva or banks, and I think we're going to see at least a few aggressive lings. There are 6 on the tab. We should see 8 when the next larva pops. There you have it. Mixu with the Ling Flood. Okay, the SCV sees it. How does Microbe respond? It's gonna pull the Reaper out front. Okay. Mixu, not going to move in. He is not going for a delay on the CC. This is keeping the Reaper at home, though. Mixu going for Overlord speed. We have this kind of weird stalemate going on. The Reaper not really poking out to do any damage. Bling's not really poking in to get a delay on the CC or pick any workers out of Mixu. So we'll have to see if there's some aggression in the Hellion phase. Cloak is on the way. I think we might be seeing a Hellbat Banshee assault. Boom goes the Overlord. Hellions can't quite poke in just yet. Lings try to make it up the ramp. They're not quite going to be able to. Wooded Microbe with the third CC. Getting ready to finish. Factory's finishing back home. Couple of tech labs being added on as our Terran moves into his mech play. Mixu with a lair. He is going for missile weapons as well as Carapace. And I think we're gonna see maybe Roach Hydra? He took a little bit of a risk just defending with these queens, but it is paying off. Oh, they're gonna slow walk to respawn now. A lot of Ling's gonna be fried as a result. 10 more coming from where that came from, but Wooded Microbe getting okay trades so far. Wooded Microbe with a nice cancel on the Zerg 4th means it's going to be super delayed. Not too many military units in position to respond to this from Mixu, and that means a lot of them are going to get picked off. Transfuse saving the queens for now. And it looks like Mixu is going to be able to survive on a queen defense alone. In the meantime, he has redropped a 4th base toward the front. He has some lings poised to do a run by. Roach is gunning down a couple Hellions. 10 drones in total have fallen during this attack. Behind this is Terran going into Liberator tank, while the Zerg moves into Infestor tech with those pathogen glands. Oh my god, I clicked the wrong button. Oh my god, we did it twice. Halfway done. The Ling run by finally heads in. Not going to find any purchase. It does get cleaned up quite easily. And we're going to see late game compositions from both these players. 3 Infestors coming out, 10 Zerglings for Mixu. Baneling speed on the way as well as 2-2. Terran lagging behind somewhat in upgrades is finally getting up a 2nd armory. 7 drones picked off by a Liberator. Microb pushing back the creep as the main army comes up behind. Well, I guess not the main army, the tank support. Oh, huge corrosive biles drop from Mixu, and he's going to overrun the tank line. This battle mech left totally on its own. Microbe gonna strafe back with the Cyclones. As the lock-on gets off cooldown. In Microbe getting a 4th, a 5th, and a 6th CC. As he goes for a small blue flame Hellion harass, it does get cleaned up pretty easily, only trading for 2 drones. Mixu has hit max out and will start either trading supply or building a bank. Okay. These are expendable CCs. Microbe just gonna cancel it. One Hellion will make it into the drone line. Drones just attack the Hellion. Not like this. In the meantime, a Liberator poking around to this location. Queens on the interception, take it down. Lings and 3 Vipers hitting the field for Mixu. Did Microbe not exactly out of this yet, though. He's on 5 base himself. Banelings will plow through the wall. May eat one tank shot, but they're almost certainly going to connect with the SCV line. Oh my god, he waited to go in. Okay, it's still going to be fine. 15 SCVs go down to the Banelings, but Wooded Microbe with a Blue Flame Hellion run by, and okay, I guess he is going to lose the Hellions. I was going to say he's going to get out of there with the Hellions, but he got a little bit greedy, ran into the Queen wall. This is a lot of siege tank. Okay, Corrosive Bile picks off 3, but I feel like Mixu ate way too many tank shots to achieve that. Terran and the Zerg both have banks. Terran not quite at max out yet. Gas being the bottleneck in his production. Nice Corrosive Biles land, but Roach Ravager not really what you want to be engaging this composition with. And it looks like that's what Mixu wants to stick with. Roach Ravager Ling. Couple Infestors in the mix as well. But like, just imagine what Broodlords could do right now. Here come the Vipers with the Blinding Cloud. Okay. Not the world's most perfect Blinding Clouds, and there's still tanks behind this. The entire Zerg army evaporates. Another 3 tanks go down. Mixu is maxed. But again, it's still Roach Ravager. Wooded Microbe being careful not to overextend. It's gonna back off for now. Maybe start attacking this little spearhead of creep. Eight more drones go down for Mixu. Swarm host coming out of the blue Zerg. It's not the most, about 5 left on the field. Viking's gonna pick off a lot of these, as well as the Thor's anti-air, but 1 tank shot will go off in friendly fire. Liberator picks off 20 drones at this location. But, I mean, we've pretty much hit stalemate territory until one of them... Oh, okay, we have a pause. Luckily, no major engagements going down as this pause occurs.
Game resumed.
Microbe gets a Thor yoinks. But that's the only pick Mixu's gonna get so far. Microb trying to take map control, but as he engages these Ravagers, I mean, the Ravagers can't close in on the tanks. The Thors are too bulky, blocking too much ground. However, Wooded Microbe doesn't really have map control over here. Okay, I guess he does a little bit with the Liberator. 30 drones going down so far. But Mixu's still able to get hatcheries up over there. The Terran going for triple CC. Parasitic bomb dropped on that single Liberator isn't gonna finish it off. Yoink. That was a cute little play there by Mixu, but siege tanks gunning down a hatch. He's down 11 workers, which is fine. That can be fine if you want to have army supply over economy this late in the game. Tanks not fully sieged, but they will zone this out anyway. They will trade pretty effectively. Mixu just sticking to this roach tech 20 minutes into the game. Poke. Rip Swarm Hosts. Roach Ravager will overrun the Terran. 13 more roaches on the way for Mixu. Wooded Microbe with the stagger defense will keep the Zerg away from any of his command centers for now. Scanning around, trying to see army positioning. Things like that. Interestingly enough, Wooded backing that CC off, and it looks like Mixu wants to expand over there. Nice mine shot on those overlords, but a lot of transfuse on these queens to support the overlords. Both players pretty even in army supply. Wooded Microbe with a bigger gas bank, but is that CC gonna get repaired? It is getting repaired. Look at that. Both these players just jockeying for position, trying to figure out how to engage each other. Mixu with 4 mining bases. We'll see if these Hellions change that. One hatch falls from Mixu. 7 drones go down with the Hellion run by. Queen Ravager poking at the Thor line, but mech too strong. He got 3-3 and everything. A group of tanks gets caught out. This is a really nice pick for Mixu. Thor's pretty low on health, but they're still alive. A mule repair drop could be instrumental here, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Mixu going to clean up the Terran army. Well, at least the Terran army that's in this location. The Thor is positioning just a little bit too far outside of the tank range. These two players slugging it out, trading blows. Both players have diminished each other's banks. However, the Terran has the better of it. Up 23 workers and over 40 army supply. Which is coming in to intercept the Hellbats. We'll get cleaned up. Thor almost ready to pop out of the factory. Tanks moving into creep, trying to shut down another hatch for Mixu, but the Queen Roach Ravager is ready to pounce on top of this. However, I think there's actually just too many tanks to engage into. Even with the Great Biles, there's still so much Terran left here. GG is called, and Wooden Microbe takes the series 2-1. Oh my god, that was so abrupt. Well played to both of the players.